More Radio.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of the Smorgasbord with yours truly, your host, Chris Baquet.
You're supposed to introduce yourself.
Oh, and me, Jerry.
Okay.
The
That's
other guy.
Jerry. Hey, Jerry. Thanks for opening up the show. This is the Smorgasbord Radio Show. Smorg Show Podcast, episode 163. Just a quick episode here. Just a quick topic. It's not topical whatsoever. It's more nostalgic than anything else.
I think we can all use some nostalgia sometimes.
Yeah, this should be lighthearted.
Yeah, we definitely need that these days.
So I was going through some old archives because, I am the king of archives. I've got everything. I got everything from your past.
Yeah, you got more from my past than I have for myself.
I save things. You never know when they're going to come in handy.
Yeah, when you have to blackmail somebody.
Like this consumer complaint form that I filed away from, I think this is from 1989. Let's see. Maybe it went into 1990 by the time this thing reached its peak. But back in, December. Oh, this one I signed the contract. Okay, so there was a dating service called Amour and More. I never really got to the more or the amour by that matter.
Yeah, you're right.
That matter. I think I was living with you at the time when I did this. Now, somehow I got tuned into this. It was either a postcard or some kind of a flyer in the mail, something that piqued my interest.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, come on in for a free consultation, no commitment. So I went to this place. It was somewhere out in the burbs, Clarendon Hills area, maybe.
Okay.
And I walk into this place and they've got these TV cameras, video cameras and lights and offices and things like that. And they said, yeah, well, it's a video dating service. So basically you sit down, you record a profile of yourself, 5 minutes. We'll ask you some questions. And that profile will go into our database. And when somebody matches your profile based on their interests or whatever, they'll get your video. And then they'll have an opportunity to say, yes, I'd like to, be introduced to this person. And it goes from there. Or not. They say pass. It's kind of like today's swipe left, swipe right, with Tinder.
Except it wasn't digital.
No, it wasn't.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I went with you when you were checking this out, as a matter of fact. And I think they talked to both of us, and they said that I wasn't good potential, but maybe it was the fact that I wasn't going to pay for their stupid service.
That might have been it. Yeah, that's like, well, maybe you're not really part of our profile we're looking for in a client.
No, you're not. You just don't have what it takes. Yeah, you don't have enough money.
Yeah, if I would have put my credit card down today, you would absolutely take it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I was gullible enough to sign up for this thing for whatever reason. I guess I wasn't able to get a date on my own. Or maybe it just intrigued me because I've always been fascinated by technology. And I thought, this is a new up and coming thing. What can I go wrong? Well, the thing was
everything.
So then they get you in, they say it's going to be easy. They show you some videotapes. They pick the creme de la creme of the girls that are like people that you could potentially meet.
Yeah. We'll put out the hottest chicks. They'll bring the guys in.
That's right. And then you finally get to the sign in the dotted line and it's $999.
That's a weird figure.
Just call it $1,000.
-1.
And of course you say, I can't really pay that. And then they start saying, well, we got a payment plan. It's going to cost you $10 a month for the rest of your life. And it's like, I can afford $10, whatever it was, $30 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was $10 a month, I think. So apparently I signed up for this thing because I could see my pathetic signature on the contract here. Let's see here. Yeah. It was in Elmhurst.
There you go.
And I'm looking at some of the questions they were asking me, my age. I was age 23. Oh my gosh, it was 150 pounds. That was the last time I saw 150. Caucasian. Then next to religion, it says Catholic.
Well, it'd be weird.
Probably because I was baptized Catholic.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know religion. I don't know part.
Well, you
Catholic.
Well, yeah, I know you went to your grandma's Orthodox church services on Easter, but that probably wouldn't count.
That did not count. Smoke, no. Use alcohol, yes. Socially. Of course, it's always socially. That minimizes the
stigma.
Stigma.
Socially, I'm not an alcoholic.
Has use of alcohol ever caused a problem such as need for counseling? No. Loss of license? No. Loss of position? No. Loss of home? No. Have you ever used narcotics at any time? No. That was kind of stretching, I think, right? I don't know. No. I never used narcotics.
No. I don't think smoking weed would count.
I know. In college, I had a bong hit. It was like, I don't know. Right?
No.
Okay.
If you were doing like 10 lines of blow every night, then maybe it would be an issue. But no, you were, say, hey, you want to start smoking? Okay.
I will accept. Wait, have you ever been convicted of a crime? No. Committed to a mental institution? No. If yes, explain. I will accept referrals of people from races other than my own. No.
Racist. I knew it. I knew you were racist.
It's on the contract even.
See? It's a good thing. That's why you can't run for office now. They'll pull that up and say, back in 1990, he showed how much of a racist he was.
What does it mean to accept referrals? Oh, I guess referrals meaning the video.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that what they called the thing? Okay.
I guess that's what that means. Anyway, so
he wasn't feeling the sisters at the time, ladies. I'm sorry.
So the first month I get this tape, and they put three women on there, and they're like 2-3 minutes each, and they answer these stupid questions that you could never get to know somebody by. It's like, what's your definition of love? What do you feel? How does it make you feel when a member of the opposite sex shows emotions like crying? I mean, really shallow, stupid questions. In fact, I got a sample here I'm going to play here in a minute.
Yeah, please.
Like, why don't we play one, and I'll come back and tell you how it ends for me.
Okay.
Let's see here. This is, first one here is from Mary.
Hi, Mary, and welcome to Amour and More. Mary, are you single, divorced, or widowed at this time?
I'm very single.
And what do you do for a living?
I work as a live-in nanny.
Fill in the blank for this question. Blank puts me in the best mood.
Well, I would have to say just a fun day with somebody special.
What hobbies and activities do you enjoy?
I like going to movies, going to sports activities, and being involved in them. Biking in the summertime, being outdoors, taking walks.
What are some of your faults?
Well, definitely one is at times I can be very impatient.
And what are your strong points?
Well, I've always been told that I'm a good listener at times, and that there was one more and I can't think of it right now.
Do you have any long-term goals?
Yes, to be successful in whatever I do and to be happy with it.
What's the funniest thing that ever happened to you?
Actually, I'm not really sure. I can't think of a real specific one.
How do you feel when a member of the opposite sex shows an emotion, such as crying?
Well, to me it's good because it shows that he's being sensitive and he can show me that he does have feelings too.
Do you have a definition of love?
Well, it's hard to define, but I would have to say that if I could, if I can make somebody happy and make them feel good.
If I were a genie and I could grant you 3 wishes, what would they be?
Well, I guess the general ones always stand, and I'd have to say success and being very happy.
Lots of money.
And of course, having somebody to love.
What's your idea of a perfect first date?
Spending all day with that person and doing something extremely fun.
In 1 word, describe yourself.
Petite and fun to be with.
Mary, do you have any last words for the gentleman viewing this tape?
Yes, I'd just like to say, if you are attractive and you are known to be a really terrific person, please let me know so I can share in it.
Thank you, Mary.
Share what in it? Well, whatever.
I can't stop the video. Anyway, I turned the sound up. There's absolutely nothing in that exchange that would indicate whether I would be a good match for that person.
I don't know which was more boring, the questions or the person answering the questions.
So unfortunately, when you get to that level of the shallowness, all you have to go on are the looks. And unfortunately, you make your decision by that. The second one that's up on the screen, it's kind of cute.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think the first one. I didn't think the first one was that bad.
No. Well, anyway, the first one. So I get my tape. And this is I think this was the first tape, and I don't know if I said yes to this one or not, and I sent it off, and I never heard back.
You know who she reminds me of a little bit? Like Pat Benatar.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh yeah, I guess so. She's got the teeth.
Yeah,
a little bit.
She's got the cheek and the just kind of But anyway.
So nothing came back on the first one. Nobody responded. I got the second one, and I get this. It's really like bad overexposure, just this glow on the face. And this person had this frizzy red hair, and she looked like Bozo the Clown.
If Bozo had a sister.
Yeah, I was like, and she had this laugh that sounded like Bozo. It's like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is it. So I sent it back. I said no. I waited another 2-3 weeks, and another tape comes in the mail. It's the same girl. And I'm like, okay, 3 times I said no. Third time I got one back. It was the clown. I said, no more. I said, I got to get out of this contract. And they wouldn't let me. They said, you signed it. You have like $920 left to pay on it. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't do this for $10 a month. Please get me out of this contract. It's never going away. So I went to the Attorney General, Neil Hartigan. Neil F. Hartigan. Somehow I got in touch with the Consumer Protection Agency, and I had to fill out this complaint. Apparently, when I called, they had heard of this place, Amour and More. So they were like already in my camp. They said, yeah, you're like the 6th person who has filed a complaint against this company for the same reasons. So I had to fill out this complaint. And they asked me all the questions. Date of transaction, December 11th, 1989. Cost of product, $999. How paid, variable amounts in monthly installments. Did I sign a contract? Yes, at the office. So here. So now I'm actually going to read the reason for the complaint for the first time. That is not the clown. She has frizzy hair, but that's not her.
Well, it's the late 80s. Everybody
had that hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this up on the website on the audio. Maybe I can just have this play while we're doing the show.
Okay, that sounds fine.
Actually, let's see what she has to say first a little bit. Let's listen in on her.
Okay.
Going easy, fun-loving person.
Okay, do you have any long-term goals?
I would like to either become a nurse or something in the medical field.
All right, what's the funny thing that ever happened to you?
Well, my friend set me up on a blind date, and I went up to the wrong person. And needless to say, all my friends were laughing at me.
Oh, he was wacky.
Okay, how do you feel when a member of the opposite sex shows an emotion such as crying?
Well, if he can show that type of emotion in front of me, then I feel he either trusts me or feels comfortable in front of me.
Okay, do you have a definition of love?
Well, love is really hard to define. I would say you know it when it comes along.
If I were a genie and granted you 3 wishes, what would they be?
What a stupid
Be
question.
successful, loved, and rich.
There you go. She's
what's
honest
your
at
idea of
least.
a perfect first date.
A perfect first date for me would be if the guy showed up with roses or flowers at my door, was dressed appropriately. We went out to a place where it was both comfortable for both of us, and had a great conversation, either went dancing or such afterwards, and ended the date with a nice kiss.
And he spent a lot of money on me.
One word, describe yourself.
Sweet.
All right, do you have any last words for the gentleman viewing the tape?
Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this tape, and I'm looking forward to seeing him.
All right, thanks a lot, Carol.
You know what? Now that I see this is actually pretty refreshing. This is actually like the roles are there. Like she's talking about, the guy pick me up, give me flowers. There's no like hostility towards men in this.
Oh yeah, yeah. I you think about it and how much things have changed since then, especially in regards to the relationships between men and women and dating and expectations of dating. Yeah, it was definitely much, and it still is actually. They still expect the guy to shell out in the first date and everything. But back then, you could probably $50, maybe sometimes less, and the woman wouldn't think you were a complete cheapskate.
Yeah.
And as long as you gave her a proper amount of attention and pleasant, it probably would go pretty well, and she wouldn't be saying slanderous things behind your back to all her girlfriends.
Yeah. So I'm not really down on this whole era. This was actually a pretty decent era. I just think the service was sucky, which I'm going to describe here.
Right. I mean, the dating for that time was fine. Is just the mechanism for which to get the dates was a bit not the best.
Okay, so I may have. Well, I don't know if this is totally inaccurate. Let me read this. I'm reading this for the first time in 35 years here. So this is like my words back then. So what you hear here is accurate as opposed to my memory now of how things went. So let's see how true I was. I said, briefly describe your complaint. The bottom line of this complaint is that Amour and More does not deliver what is promised. Before signing the contract, I was told I was compatible with 90 women in their system, and that I would be introduced to somebody within 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. Over 4 months have passed, and I have received only 3 tapes to view. The members on the tapes were not my idea of a compatible match. I have not received any tapes since early February. So when am I filling this out? Don't have a date on the complaint. So apparently this is several months later, and They just stopped sending them to me. Maybe, I don't know why. They either ran out or they realized that I was saying no to everything and maybe they didn't want to do it anymore.
Too picky.
In fact, I have not met anyone through this service. What's even a bigger problem is their financial promises. I was persuaded to sign the 3-year contract over the 1 year because of the flexibility of paying any amount I wished on a monthly basis. No money down, no interest for 18 months. Since then, I received a bill saying $90.95 is due. I called Amour and More and said I was under the impression that I needed to pay only $30 a month, as I stated in my interview. The man told me not to worry about what the bill said and to pay only $30. I continued my $30 monthly payments and received a notice from their collection agency demanding full payment. In addition to this, I have been charged interest on my principal amount since the beginning of my contract. At the rate of interest being charged and the amount that I've been paying, I currently owe more now than when I first signed the contract. That was the deal. I think this is probably more of what got this the attorney general, the department to act. It was more of like the false claims that I could pay the way they told me I could. After spending $100 on basically nothing in return and meeting no one through this service, I am writing this complaint as no other alternative. And they got me out of it. I got a null and void contract. And they said, just know that you'll never be able to use our service again. I remember that. Like, okay.
Oh, boy. I guess I'll just have to live with that.
I guess I'll just have to go on and meet my wife somewhere else, which I did. Thanks to you. Well, no, not to the meeting part. But,
well, no, but I made you realize that you had actually met someone that you wanted to spend. I don't know if I meant. Yeah, I think I probably said this is the one. You should really go after her. I think I said something along those lines.
I think you called me a schmuck somewhere in that exchange somewhere.
Oh, yeah, no, sometimes.
I needed a hit up against
well,
the head.
yeah, it was when I called you a schmuck, I did it out of love. I did it out of love and concern that you find the right person.
In fact, I remember you used that story in the best man speech at my wedding, and you used the word schmuck in the toast.
Oh, well,
Yeah, so
it got a laugh. I'm sure it got a laugh.
You got a laugh.
But I wasn't the best man at your wedding.
You were a co-best man.
Oh, yeah.
I had two best men.
That's right. Yeah, sorry about that. You always have such an ego. I gotta have two.
I gotta have two because I've got so many responsibilities, and one of you just can't take care of it all.
Yes, it's all about me. But yeah, that wasn't interesting. But yeah, no, it was just one. Well, you know what? I wasn't the only one to set two people together. I mean, just you and Kim.
Yeah.
But there was a mutual friend named Joe, and who got married to somebody named Kelly. And I said, yeah, I had a hand in putting them together.
Well, that's the history's got to writing that one, because I have a remembrance of having a role in that as well, because I knew her from high school, and somehow I got them to meet.
Yeah, well, somehow
you did something to push it along, though.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that, because I went to that wedding too. I wasn't the best man, but I was there. Yeah.
I was at their wedding too. Mm-hmm. That one didn't last,
unfortunately. It looked like it had the potential, but yeah, unfortunately. And unfortunately for Joe, he was the victim in that. I don't want to get into details.
Yeah, we won't get into that here.
But yeah.
But no, my situation was a totally different situation. I had come off of some other relationship at the time. I was like, I don't know if I want to. And then I met, my Kim now, and she was cool. I had no issues with her, but I just wasn't ready to get into another relationship. And then she started to get the feeling like, oh, maybe he's not going to be into this. And she started kind of going away. And you're like, hey, wake up, dude. She's like,
yeah. Of all the girls that I've seen you date, I said, you've never clicked with anyone as well as you've clicked with this woman. Why are you walking away from this?
Yeah. I
mean, there was one before. Well, ironically, his name was also Kim. You kind of clicked with two, but not to the level that your current wife. I mean, it was just. And how long have you been married?
28 now. In fact, it was 28 years ago. I'm sorry, 30 years ago this year that this story has happened.
So I think I'm
30 years. I mean, it's
vindicated.
Yeah.
30 years vindication, my friend.
Absolutely. And to be honest with you, that woke me up. Yeah, it was probably the most influential thing you ever said to me. Well, some other things in the past. Let's not go there. But no, I'm just saying.
They're funny. Those jokes, but that was funny. Oh, sorry. Anyway.
Yeah. One time that you quoted scripture at me, man, it shook me to my core. Let's just leave it at that.
Oh, God. But yeah.
Matthew 7 something or other.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, so then I immediately woke up and I went back. I went down to her apartment and I left her, I don't know, something at her doorstep. A card, a note, something that said, hey,
let's get serious. Let's get serious and fall in love.
Sorry for going down memory lane here. This was fun. I just wanted to just do this. And this has been another episode of the Spork Show podcast. Thanks, Jerry, for coming out once again.
Seems like I live here or something.
Yeah, you do. I'm going to go get you drunk now.
Okay, thank you. Don't take advantage of me, though.